No Forge, no co-op, no legacy maps, no new game mode. Delayed an entire year. Halo Infinite launched in 2021 with every reason to doubt any success. And yet, here it is, as my game of the year. 343 Industries pulled it off. I mean, pulled it off. A decade plus of attempts to live up to the Bungie saga, and finally, they made it all click. Firing off on half of its cylinders, the campaign and basic multiplayer move mountains. Now, three things here: a giant sandbox, meta-changing equipment, and a sparse story, despite being a sequel to the, dense Halo 5 Guardians. 343 knew what to explore and what to scale back. Let's start out with what was expanded. Halo Infinite is a huge fan of Halo. You would hope that would be the case, but let me break it down for you. The famous Silent Cartographer level in Halo 1 gets all the love for its level design, and rightfully so. But not so fast, my friend. What do I mean by Halo? Well, Halo, the level from Halo, the game, on the Halo Ring World, to be exact. So out with the beach level and in with the second level in the original game. That's where the tone was set for the series and what Infinite uprooted completely. Vast Pacific Northwest terrain, Marines needing a rescue, and the first use of the sandbox level design known to Halo. Grab a Warthog and be humanity's last hope again. Again. And, oh yeah, unlock Forerunner doors and bridges with your AI companion. All show, little tell, as the gameplay shined. Now, 343 learned weapons have to be distinct and meaningful to be put in use. Sure, Infinite's weapons require certain situations rather than being all-purpose, but it works in its favor. Look to the Ravager. I'm sorry, I mentioned the Ravager. It's an area of denial weapon that's currently garbage for multiplayer, but useful to flush out or smother enemies. The harpoon weapon of the steward grants you the satisfaction of a headshot by aiming at a foot. The disruptor pistol kills like a needler, but over time, and also disables vehicles. I learned the latter the hard way because I roamed Zeta Halo with a max capacity Razorback. Seriously, look how efficient they are! Then the Maulers, oh man, the Maulers, they ask, what if a revolver had sniper bullets? Leading to literal two-tap punches. Speaking of punches. You think I would get tired of the ground pounds, but I didn't. I didn't need a second weapon because this was my main form of attack when I realized I could do this all the time. It's even better in crowds, and I did it by upgrading my equipment. Now, equipment works like a combination of Halo 3's throwable items and Halo Reach's armor abilities, rechargeable uses in the campaign, and pickups in the multiplayer. Drop shields, enemy scanners are nice. Repulsors can halt an energy sword attack or perform a super jump. Even better is the clear frontrunner 343 desperately wanted to show you first. Infinite's first reveal in 2020 didn't land the way they wanted, but you knew what you could do with the grappling hook by the end. It zips you across Zeta Halo, snatches weapons, and snatches fusion coils to throw at anything. Every encounter with a hunter, I beeline to every fusion coil, thwipped them like Spider-Man to me to toss at those wormy dorks. The inclusion of a grappling hook makes it clear just what was the inspiration to Infinite's please don't call it an open world area. And it isn't an Ubisoft game. Another game where grappling enemies are just as silly as they are fun is Just Cause. Infinite's open area isn't flooded with days-long side content taking months to do. All you need is a weekend to destabilize, destroy, and disintegrate. Pure gameplay. Blow up fuel tanks, kill unique targets, capture bases. You do all this as a one-man army fitted with an impossible grappling hook. Now I could believe it for Master Chief's armor to withstand all that torque, but Rico's just some dude. Something that makes the Master Chief's world more believable than Rico's is propaganda. The broadcast informs so much of the personality of the enemy faction of the Banished and their position in the world. Much like the original Halo, the enemy won. The Banished won. It's you in the open field again, but this time they taunt you. They fear you because they know you to a certain extent, and they have distinct personalities with each species present on this ring. Grunts are always the standout. But I want to give a shout out to the Jackals entering the battlefield with confidence, greedy, neurotic, and a welcome addition.
Greatest bounty! Retire! Leisure!
A welcome subtraction, surely, is removing the gobbledygook. Tell me, do you remember what happened in Halo 5 Guardians? The villain in Halo 4. Don't cheat. I'm not counting the people who read the comics, read the books, watched the TV shows, listened to the radio dramas, played the multimedia post-release, and the proof of concept trailer by the District 9 fella. 2015 Halo 5 was the height of 343 Industries' hubris. How many storylines in that game? No. Better yet, how many characters are new to people who only play the games? 6 whole new named Spartans. Halo 3 had 2 elites in co-op just to tag along with their own lore that you can give not a single care about. Because guess what? I didn't. Halo Infinite walks the line between being a sequel to both Halo 4 and Halo 5. While also being a new starting point with so little buy-in. You start by picking up the pieces after a battle with a new but familiar enemy and unravel a new mystery. A handful of characters are the focus. The pilot, Cortana, the weapon who is basically Cortana, the Chief, and the Chieftain. Those 5 are all that matter. If you want the most visual evidence of this, look at Spartan Locke's armor. Go ahead, look at it. And look at the mini-boss, Hyperius' shoulder piece. Anything familiar? That's Spartan Locke's helmet dangling off. In other words, it's fair to assume that the other protagonist of Halo 5 Guardians is a goner. Dead. Dead Spartans. That's my pitch on Halo Infinite. There's less Spartans in the story, I should clarify, alive ones, and you'll see a lot more Spartans murdered in multiplayer. We're back to basics with Halo. Only 10 multiplayer maps at launch for Halo Infinite. Less so if you're picky about game modes. Now, I'm a bit curious, just for comparison's sake, let's look at the list of multiplayer maps at launch from Halo 3 to now. Halo 3 at launch, 11 maps. Halo Reach at launch, 13 maps, more if you include firefight maps. Halo 4 at launch, 13 maps. Halo 5 at launch, 14 maps, more if you include Warzone maps. That may seem like a drag and a point against Halo for a game set in yesteryear, yet free-to-play is the name of the game now, and service is the product. All told, more is on the way for years to come. The foundation is set, and golly, it is solid. You'd be lying to yourself if you didn't think about doing co-op on Legendary. All those sniping jackals and grenade-happy grunts meeting your coordinated boots in their respected rear ends. You'd be kicking yourself at the wild creations to come in Forge. Bring it on in 2022, 23, 24, whatever the heck is else left. I don't know. I guess we gotta fight the Endless, or who cares? Halo's good now. That said, I'll see you in the custom games lobby once Forge is finally out and we can see what fresh hell awaits us.
All of those stupid fobs are now back in UNSC hands. Just letting you know, when management finds out,